Good morning, everybody. Hey, I'm sorry, a little bit late today. Today is fabulous Thursday. Sorry, trying to position everything, get the mic working correctly and everything. Anyways, today I want to talk to you about something that's really been hitting home lately because of dealing with it within my family. And that's called keeping your power. There's a lot of people out there that they allow other people to influence them so much that it like disables them. Don't. Let me give you an example. If you're dating somebody and that person is, you like them, you care for them a lot, but when you're around them, part of you feels like you're just getting sapped, or maybe somebody that they know is constantly calling you and asking you to do things or, whatnot. Well, one, you can choose to answer the phone or not. I have a phone here just like everybody else, but I choose to answer it. I choose to answer it when I want to. If I don't want to answer it, I let it go to voicemail. What a fabulous, fabulous gift that we were given with voicemail. And if you don't want to listen to voicemail, that's fine. If it's important, they'll call you back. That's my philosophy. But the one thing about this is when somebody's constantly calling you, in this specific reason, and they're interrupting you, you've got other things you're doing, but you just feel like you need to answer it. Why? You just gave them the power. Keep that power for yourself. Let me give you another example. Let's say, going back to the dating somebody. If you're dating somebody and they're just sapping that energy out of you, and you're trying to figure out why, it's kind of difficult first, and especially since you love this person. But then again, if you take that power and you say, you know what? I'm not going to let that person sap my energy anymore. I'm not going to allow anybody to take any of my power unless I give it to them. My daughter's at college right now, and she has a bunch of roommates. She has several that she really, really likes. Fantastic experience. But then there's a couple that they're just not as kind as you would hope they would be. And, they say things, you can't go here, you can't do that. I said, who's to say you can't do that? That's giving them the power. If you say, oh, I'm sorry, I'll do that, I'll go there, or I won't go there. No! You have the power. You can choose to go or not. Now, if it's obviously somebody's home and they say you can't come, that's a different story. We're not talking about that. We're talking about giving your power away when you have complete control. You have just as much freedom as somebody else next to you. Don't give your power away. Don't allow your kids to even suck your power away. Now, this one I get guilty on sometimes. Is I get so frustrated they won't do something. Now, I'm choosing the one to get angry. I'm choosing to behave the way I'm behaving. I'm choosing to react the way I'm reacting. And I can say all day long that, oh, it was because they did this, or oh, it is because they did that. But in actuality, that may have been a stimulus to me choosing that, but it was still my choice. I chose to give them the power. Now let's take another example. Let's say addiction. Now this is a little harder, I understand. But we are giving, I'm going to go ahead with it. We are giving the power to an addiction when we give into it. Now I understand that there's chemical addictions and things like that, but you're still giving it power. And it's learning how to get rid of that, learning how to keep that power is where you find the strength to overcome the addiction or to manage the addiction. And when you are in that struggle, it's hard. I understand. I talk with people on a regular basis and they share their struggles with me. Excuse me. I have an online group of fantastic people, amazing people, actually some of the best people I've ever met. And they have a struggle. And it happens to be, in this case, pornography. And they're just constantly feeling compelled to go to view it. Well, here's the problem. Is when that urge comes up, or that desire, or that compulsion, for lack of a better word, when that compulsion comes up, a lot of people kind of start feeding it. It's like, oh, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. You know. Well, as soon as we're doing that, we're giving it the power, because it's controlling our every thought. What we need to do is change the scene, change the situation. If it's a trigger and you're sitting in front of the computer, change the scene. Get up, run outside, go help somebody. And I know this works. I've seen it work with thousands and thousands of people. When they feel triggered, just change that scene. You know, for some people, they scream at the top of their lungs because obviously they're in a place they can. But other people, they'll go, you know, just go walk around the office, or they'll go get a drink and just go interact with some other people, or they'll go outside and run around, just changing the scenery. Some people, that's not enough. They need to go help somebody. So they go help a neighbor, or they go, you know, they sit down and they write a letter to somebody and, you know, saying, hey, how wonderful you are. I'm trying to find my letter. That's why I'm trying to look around. I created some postcards, because it's one of my goals is to send out a postcard to somebody just to let them know how wonderful they are. Now, I grew up in a very loving home. They always empowered me. They always gave me the strength that I needed. And for the most part, I never felt unloved. So I count myself extremely blessed. But I've seen the struggle within some of my children, that they're in a loving home, but they still feel that struggle. They have a struggle, and they just keep thinking about it. Well, they're giving in that thing the power. And this is what I'm talking about. You can't give that thing the power. You can't give anything the power. If your child's struggling, you don't allow it to change or control their lives. You know, just because they might be feeling a little depressed, we don't allow them, at least for my family, I don't allow them to stay indoors. I get them outdoors and say, okay, if you don't want to do something, that's fine, but you're going to do nothing outdoors. Go sit on the grass, go do that. When you do these things, you're starting to take the power control in your life. And when you start to take that power and that control in your life, you're also mentally saying, no, I'm not going to allow any of my subconscious issues deal with it. To take that power. I'm going to control it. Now, I understand. I am not minimizing clinical depression. I am not minimizing any of those type of things. But I am saying that even on those clinical depressions, if I've talked to a lot of people, and sometimes just getting outside can make that difference. Getting outside, getting in that sun, laying on the grass. I'm looking outside here. It's beautiful. But laying on the grass and allowing kind of nature to refuel your energy and to get rid of some of the toxins that may exist in your body. That is what I'm talking about. Drink lots of water. Stay focused. Stay hydrated. That is a killer in our society. I mean, literally, it's a killer in our society, is dehydration. And if we don't have the water to feed all the cells and the blood and everything. I don't know how all the chemicals work, but if we don't have that water and we don't keep those hydrated, then our body starts to shut down. Speaking of which, I need to go get some water, but please let me know your questions. I know that this is such a crucial element that you can't give things the power. You've got to keep the power. You've got to keep that control, that focus, that energy. That's you. Nobody else. You can't rely on somebody else to make you happy. You can't rely on somebody else to make you a success. You can't rely on anybody for anything. You need to be the one that says, today's the day. Today's the day that I am taking over. I'm going to make myself happy, I'm going to figure out what it is that will make me happy. I'm going to make myself successful. I'm going to figure out what it is that needs to make myself financially successful, or successful in whatever version you're thinking of. It could be just a better mental state, could be success, could be just having a happier home. Everybody's success is different, but I'm specifically talking about financial success there because it's kind of one of my goals right now, is to really look at what I can do. I can't give that power away to anybody else. I was blaming it on, so-and-so didn't do this, so-and-so didn't do that. Okay, enough. I had to take control. I'm the one responsible. I can't blame anybody else. It's me and me alone. And so when I started doing that, I've already started noticing changes in my life. Now, I'm not financially successful where I want to be, but I guarantee I will get there. And it was that mind shift that I learned just through study and also watching people, through the people we work with at Yes Clinics. When we own that power, when we own and control manage our life, that is when we can truly find happiness, because we're giving it to us. We're not relying on external sources. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy these video blogs, podcasts, whatever you want to call them. But I do it to help fulfill my need to make my year a better year. And I hope that they help you in some way. And I hope that you have the best year ever. Thank you for listening. Comment below. Let me know what things that you're going to do, what steps you're going to take to minimize the power of other things and you taking that power over. Have a great day and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week.